If you don't carry a pack, you're not a prepper. Seems like when I made that statement, that really bothered a couple people. I can't believe I have to make videos to explain what I've said in the past. It's almost like I feel like common sense does not exist anymore. It's like it's gone. They always take a statement that you say and they blow it all up in the wrong direction. Like they're saying, like, oh, he said you got to have a pack, so it means he wants to, run into the wilderness and survive for years to come. I've never heard anything so stupid in my life. You need to be able to walk 10 miles easily. You need to carry a pack 10 miles. And what are the reasons for that? Well, if SHTF happens and your vehicle breaks down, you may have to throw that pack on and walk to get your butt home. And if you can't walk 10 miles and you're breathing and you're huffing because you smoke cigarettes or because you drink too much or whatever your reason, then you're going to fail. And you have to also understand when shit hits the fan, there's 300 million people, I think, in the USA. What, 100 million are going to pass? Now, there are other reasons to be carrying a pack. You may have to leave your house and go to other houses that are vacant and scrounge for food. Canned food, whatnot, whatever you can, materials, and basically throw it in your pack. You're going to have something to carry it in. You may have to travel to a city. Your family, you may look at your family and say, stay put. We've only got a couple weeks of food left. I'm going to go to the next city over, which is going to be a day and a half walk one way. And then you're going to populate your backpack with whatever you can scrounge and a day and a half walk the next way to bring home food to your family. When I said you have to have a pack, people thought, oh, he's going to go out in the bush and live in the wilderness forever. I don't know about living in the wilderness forever, but I do know there's options. And in my 58 years of life, I used to say this to my wife all the time when I was running my business. Choice is a wonderful thing. And options are a wonderful thing. When you have but one choice to make, and it's not a good one, 9 times out of 10 you fail. When you have multiple choices you can choose from, you're in a much better position. So if you have a backpack, if you have exercise and you can walk 10 miles a day, if you have a knife, if you have a handgun, if you have protection, if you have some light gear, if you can survive the weather, on whatever your objective is, you have options. So if I came out and went to start my truck and it would not start, and I went, man, oh man, I could walk. See, a lot of people feel that they buy certain things, they're going to last forever. The only thing that lasts forever are things that don't have a lot of movable parts. And it's not that they last forever, they break less. Like a lot of people are big on these solar generators and solar panels and batteries, I'm afraid to tell you, don't last forever. Even the Tesla cars, I think they're being set at something like, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and then you got to replace the batteries. Solar panels, I think, depending on the type of batteries you do buy, are good for 10 years. They all have a limitation. Now, if shit hit the fan goes beyond these limitations of the things you're buying, those things become useless. Unless, of course, you're going to make your own batteries. You got the chemicals in your backyard to start digging them up. So the basics are there. Like some people will have a whole bunch of power tools like DeWalt, and they'll have battery operated, and they think, okay, I'm good. My solar's going to charge them. I've got my tools. I can build anything. I got bad news for you. DeWalt batteries only last between 3 to 4 years. And if you can't buy another one, your tools just became useless. Unless you have a hand tool, like a hand drill, the ones you turn, a hammer, a hand saw, the basic tools that require no batteries like they had back in the old days, those are the ones that are going to last. You're literally going back in time with all this prepping. And I don't think people are realizing that. Whether you carry an expensive backpack, a cheap backpack, there's a backpack on Amazon for 125 bucks. I'll link it in the bottom. It's a pretty impressive backpack. It's got external frame. It's got a waist belt. It looks well made. Whenever you have an external frame backpack, it carries better than an internal frame. I'll tell you that right now. They're a bit heavier, but they carry better, and you can carry more. So when I say you should be able to carry a backpack, I'm talking in general. If you have options, then you're able to protect yourself. If I'm able to walk from my house to the closest river to me with my backpack and my pole, I could be down there fishing. Or put my compound bow on the back of my pack and walk, to a wilderness on the outskirts of the city and do some hunting, maybe debone the meat, then put it inside my pack where nobody sees it and bring it back to my house, then that gives me an advantage, doesn't it? The more options I have, the better it is for me. So when somebody says, oh, you don't need a pack, don't listen to that garbage. You don't need a compound bow. You shouldn't have to hunt. Don't listen to that garbage. If you believe that person, or any person that talks like that, all the power to you. You will be one of those people that die quickly. If you believe a person that says, oh, don't bother hunting if a depression happens because we're going to run out of animals. We are not going to run out of animals in the first 6 months to a year. Maybe in time, but we're not in the first bit of time. And those who know how to carry a pack, those who know how to carry the weapon, those who know how to debone meat, know how to put meat in that pack and walk it back with nobody seeing it, are going to be in a much better position than the person that said, oh, you don't need to learn how to carry a pack. There are many reasons for carrying a pack. And when somebody just blanket statements and says, you don't need to carry a pack, it's a pretty stupid statement. They obviously haven't given it much thought. And they're not very experienced. Your body is a machine. And how you use that machine will determine your success. And how you can handle what is thrown at that machine. If you fall down and hurt yourself and you slice your leg wide open, how far can you go? How far can you continue? Every human being is different, and every human being has different strengths. And you've always heard the term, in nature, the strongest survive. The wolf always picks out the weakest on the back and takes down that animal. They're lazy like everybody else. Human beings are no different. They will pick out the weakest of the group and they will take them out. Do you want to look like you're the weakest? I know I don't. I like my options. So yes, I believe you should know how to carry a pack a minimum of 10 miles. It should have 30 pounds or less in it. And if it doesn't have 30 pounds or less in it, then you're doing something wrong. The less, the better. Where are your water holes? Where can you get water from? Do you have maps printed out of 2-3 towns away from you sitting on a shelf? Internet goes down, you're not going to know where these maps are and what's going on. Having these maps with the position where there's water holes and tell you what direction they're going. There's times you're not going to be able to walk straight down the road and your path ain't going to be so easy to walk. You're going to have to venture off into the wilderness. You come across a group, say 20, 30 people in a group with both ends of the highway blocked off. You're going to look at that through a pair of binoculars if you've got them, and you're going to say, wow, I can't go that way. And then you're going to be looking at, now I got to go around that. It might take you 2 days to move on to where your destination is. So, yes, carrying a pack is a must. Every little thing that you can do to create options in your life is going to make your life a little bit easier and not as hard and not as tough. Without those options, well, you might as well be like those other preppers say. you might as well just throw a pillow on the ground, roll up and say, hey, I'm dead, what's the point? And you will get quite a few preppers that do that. Remember, the strongest and the ones that have skills do survive. Catch you guys on the next one.